Okay, Chapter 8, Section 1, adding and subtracting polynomials. Again, I'm going to go through the vocab without saying much. If you need to pause it down to write it, if you need to pause the video to write it down at any time, you can do that, and then continue on. So it's just some vocab, probably stuff you need to know. I would write it down. Okay, so first set of problems is to determine whether each expression is a polynomial. And now remember from what we just talked about, a polynomial is a sum or difference of monomials. Monomials from last chapter are products of numbers and variables. Okay, so we're looking for any products of numbers and variables, and then those things added or subtracted together. So if it is a polynomial, find the degree and determine whether is it a monomial, binomial, or trinomial. So first one here, A, 4y minus 5xz. Well, we just got to determine, is each thing a monomial? Okay, and then that's the difference, so that'd be acceptable. Well, 4y is a monomial. It's just a product of 4 and y. 5xz is just a product of 5x and z. So both of those things are monomials. So it is a polynomial. So it's a poly. Okay, now we need to determine the degree and whether it is a monomial, binomial, or trinomial. The degree, okay, is the sum of the exponents on the variables. Okay, so in this case, okay, the only exponent I have right there is 1. So that term has a degree 1. Okay, the sum of these exponents, there's a 1 there and a 1 there, so that's 2. Okay, so in this case, this is degree 2. We pick the highest number on the monomials. So in this case, it's a 2, so degree 2. Okay, and then monomial, binomial, trinomial, since there's 2 terms. Change colors quick. Since there's 2 terms, there's this 4y term separated by a minus with the 5xz. Okay, that's 2 terms. 2 terms is binomial. Okay, part B. Negative 6.5. That is just simply negative 6.5. A monomial can be just a number, so that is a polynomial. Okay, it is, since there are no variables. Okay, since there are no variables, right? This is a 0. So then our degree would be 0 there without any variables. And then the last thing is monomial, binomial, or trinomial. It's a 1-term thing, just negative 6.5, so this is a monomial. Okay. C. So first we got to determine if they're each polynomials. Okay. 7a to the negative 3. A to the negative 3 is not part of a monomial. Is not part of a monomial. So because this first thing right here is not a monomial, we can't have a polynomial. So this is not a polynomial. And then we're done. We can't say the degree or the other part because it's not. Okay. Last one. So what we should always do first is simplify if we can. In this case, we can simplify those 2 things. So it's 6x cubed plus 5x plus 3. Okay. Now I can determine if it's a polynomial and the degree and monomial stuff. Okay, so this 6x to the third is a monomial, 5x is a monomial, and 3 is a monomial. Since they're all monomials and we're summing them together, this is a polynomial. Okay, now I got to determine degree. Okay, well, the degree of this one is 3. The degree of this one is 1. The degree of this one is 0. 0. I picked the largest one of those. Therefore, this one has a degree 3. And then finally, monomial, binomial, trinomial. Since there's 3 terms, this 6x cubed, 5x, and 3, that's 3 different terms. This is a trinomial. Okay, next thing. Standard form of a polygon is when the terms are in order from least to greatest degree. Okay, and the leading coefficient is going to be the coefficient with the term of the term with the largest degree. Okay, so as you can see here, since they're only one variable, we just put them in order from largest exponent to smallest exponent. The greatest degree then would be 3 in this case. The leading coefficient then would be 4. Okay, so let's do part A. Okay, so first of all, we have to determine the degrees of each one of them. Okay, this one is degree 1, or 2, excuse me. This one is degree 5. This one is degree 1. So now I'm going to put those in order of greatest to least. Okay, so greatest, 4x to the 5th. Next is positive 3x squared. Last is negative 7x. Now you can see that they're in order from least degree to greatest degree. Okay. Last thing now is we need to stay the degree. Well, the degree is just the term with the largest degree. In this case, it's 5. That's the first one. Okay, and then the leading coefficient. Okay, and that's the coefficient on the term with the largest degree. So in this case, it's 4. I'm going to give you just a moment to do B. Go ahead and pause it here, do B, and then turn it back on, and the answer will be here. Okay, next we're going to add or find each time we're adding polynomials. Adding polynomials is simply combining like terms. Okay, so we're going to act like the parentheses aren't even there. We're just going to combine like terms. So the 2x squared goes with the negative 4x squared. Okay, so it's going to be negative 2x squared. The 5x is going to go with the 6x. It's going to give me positive 11x. And the negative 7 is going to go with the positive 3. Negative 7, positive 3 gives me negative 4. Always write them in standard form. Okay? Always make sure you go from the greatest degree to the smallest degree. And that's the answer. Go ahead and do B on your own. Pause it here, and then turn it back on, and the answer will be there. Again, make sure it's in standard form when you are done. Last thing is going to be finding differences or subtracting. Okay? First thing you got to do is distribute. I always put a negative 1 there, and I distribute this negative 1, so we're just going to rewrite this part. Okay? Now we're simply just combining like terms. Just start out by distributing the negative and then combine like terms. All right, so start with the x squareds. So we're going to get negative 1x squared, or negative x squared. I got the x's, and negative 6x, and finally 8 there. Go ahead and do the next one.